Hey everybody, welcome to Paul Mash TV, bringing you the very best indie country from all over the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he is Paul.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Paul Mash TV. I'm Paul Mash, of course, and we're glad that you could join us for another episode today. And the feedback just keeps coming, just like always, and we're always glad to hear from you, and we want to thank you for making our show just a great success, and we appreciate that. And if you're a regular fan of the show, or even if you're brand new to the show, we'd love to hear from you on what you think of our episodes. All you have to do is email us, capital P, lowercase MASHTV, all one word, at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/PaulMashTV, and like the page and comment on all the interviews. You can even post your own stuff and let us know what you think. And check us out online. We have paulmash1.wix.com/PaulMashTV. It's our official website. You can check out all our past interviews there. And don't worry if you missed any of that. It will be repeated during the closing credits of the show, so we got you covered. Right now, we got from Ferntree Gully, Australia, we have Chris Breen, and a very talented musician, just like all our other ones in the past. And I think you're really going to enjoy this interview and enjoy learning about Chris. So without further ado, let's welcome Chris Breen right here on Paul Mash TV. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to yet again another interview. And we're glad to have you back with us. And from Ferntree Gully, Victoria, Australia, we have Chris Breen with us. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. The question I like to ask around here is everybody has their own story, but why don't you tell us your story about why you became a musician? I'm sure you have an interesting story. Maybe you could share it with us.
Well, basically, I suppose I started playing music just through the love of, I like blues music and sort of a bit of rock music and just started playing a bit myself. And then that developed, I guess, into writing songs, playing with a band, and then, playing other people's music, playing cover music and getting into the pubs and clubs around the place. And just a love of music, I suppose, is why I've done it. And to do something for yourself in that regard, write your own music is a bit better than playing someone else's. So working harder on that these days more than just having a bit of fun. We're getting into it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good story. And like you said, I guess you're also into the blues and rock thing. That's pretty good music right there. Of course, we like all genres here on Paul Mash TV. So. Are there any influences in your life that really influenced you in your music? Maybe you could share some of those with us.
Yeah, for sure. Probably the main influence, I guess, is Bon Scott, AC/DC. So AC/DC early, the first or the second singer for them. He was a big influence. Not that I was alive to see him live playing, but definitely in Australia growing up, you heard a lot of their music. Cold Chisel was another Australian band that probably influenced me a bit. But the Rolling Stones, the Doors, Jimi Hendrix, Howlin' Wolf, Lead Belly, the amount of blues that I love. Yeah, there's a lot of to jazz, I guess. I like Django Reinhardt. All sorts, metal, country, punk. I listen to a fair bit of everything, but blues and rock would be the mainstays, in regards to if I'm kicking back and want to have a couple of beers and just relax for the afternoon, I'll put on some John Lee Hooker or something, or some Albert King. But if I want to fire up and go out and enjoy myself for the night, I could put Slayer on, I could put, whatever to fire up, say, or the Chili Peppers, or it just depends,
Yeah, all those are pretty good bands. And you mentioned the Rolling Stones. I remember a few years back I interviewed Sam Cutler. He was the original tour manager of the Stones, and yeah, that was a pretty good interview. I'm just used to doing musicians, but I'm not used to doing people like tour managers and stuff like that, especially with people back in the 60s. But it was a pretty interesting interview, and you can probably find that on my YouTube channel for you or anybody else there watching it. Look it up. I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. So,
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you have any albums out, or are you planning on doing any albums in the future? Maybe you could talk a little bit about that with us.
Yeah, we've got 3 albums at the moment. Our first album was released in about 2006, I believe, and then there was a bit of a time between that and the second album. We had a few issues. We wanted to build our own recording studio, so it took quite a time to do that, to enable us to play and record, at our leisure in that sense. So the second album came out in about 2013. And then we've just released our third album called Cut Fingers Blues. All 3 are available on Spotify and iTunes, Google, Amazon. There's all the free streaming sites, as well as we've got CDs, available at our live shows. And we're setting up, we've got a website, so poorexcuse.com, that you can buy online. So T-shirts, merchandise, etc. like that. So, yeah. We're starting to try to get the whole thing online into the new world that it is.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. We'll have to check that out for those of you that are not unaware of his music. And you can get that pretty much, like you said, on iTunes and CD Baby, stuff like that. Yeah,
mainly Spotify, iTunes. We've gone through an aggregator that has got us online. So. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Beatport, I think it's called. There's many different, the main ones anyway. There's, iTunes and Spotify would be your main 2. So, that's free streaming of all our 3 albums,
Okay. All right, and we're getting ready to play a music video from you in a couple of minutes here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that song, and if there's a story behind it, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, well, basically in Melbourne here, it's peak hour traffic, as it would be in any major city, is pretty much a pain in the backside where you're driving home from work. And so, the idea of the song, Making My Way Home, is all about, the daily commute and how much it sucks, and just wanting to get home. And so, it was basically a 3-chord riff that I sort of came up with, and I had the riff for ages and tried to find something to sing about, and something that everyone could relate to, I guess. And I'm driving home one day and going, how, this is just mental. Everyone hates this. And I thought, well, everyone could relate to it. So I wrote a song about it, and then hence the video clip is my hometown, Melbourne, and driving around pretty much in the peak hour in the afternoon. And that was pretty much the whole concept of the video and the song.
Okay. And what was the name of the song again?
It's called Home, Making My Way Home.
Okay. All right, and we're going to watch that in just a moment. But before we go, I just want to let you know I think that's about all we can think of for right now. But we appreciate you coming on the show, Chris. We'd love to have you back sometime. If you got something new to plug or like to come back on the show sometime, we'd love to have you back.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, Paul. It's been a pleasure, and for sure, we'd love to come back with some new material. We've definitely got another album coming out, probably in about 18 months by the time we get around to recording it and whatnot. But we'll be definitely in touch for sure, mate. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so let's watch that video right now, Home, on Paul Mash TV, so don't go away.
Listen to Pox FM, where we play non-stop Pox music all day long. If you're on the roads making your way home, good luck with that. The traffic is chaos, with all major freeways at a standstill. Time for another Pox song with the auto-tune in overdrive. For the 17th time today on Pox FM, here's the Fluff Pop Band with I Can't Sing for Shit.
on